Hi, welcome back to Mona Fitness. So, now we start walking for weight loss. So, my today's topic is your walking technique. So, walking technique is very good for weight loss. So, now we start the topic of your walking technique. You may be wondering why on earth you would need to read a chapter on how to walk. After all, you have been doing it quite well without my help since the age of about 1 or 2. However, the key to effective weight loss is a fast, fat burning power walk, and for this, technique is all important. Without it, you will struggle to increase your pace and your weight loss result will plateau. To get the most out of your power walking, your body should work like a finely tuned machine, one movement flowing into the next without any tension or strain. The more comfortable you feel in the moment, the harder you will be able to work, which will, of course, reap maximum fitness and weight loss results. Power walking requires many different parts of the body to operate together, and therefore I have broken down the technique so that you can concentrate on arms, legs, feet, torso, etc. In turn, before you begin to put it all together, it isn't that the technique is all that difficult, but it will feel different from the way you normally walk, and after years of collecting bad habits, it's a good idea to start from scratch. Good posture should provide the foundation, as any incorrect alignment requires the body to compensate in order to balance, and this is where it soon starts to feel stiff and injured. It can sometimes be hard to feel what your body is doing, especially when you get your work up to speed. So ask friend to watch you as you move and check that each part of the body is doing what it should. It is also a good idea to check your technique at regular interval after you have started your walking program, just to make sure you haven't slipped back into your bad habits. Lower body, setting your stride. The first your most important factor you need to determine about your walk is your stride, and let's have a look at exactly what should be happening each time you take a step. Finding correct strides length. The most common error that people make when they try to speed up their walk is to take unnaturally big steps. This then throws their posture out of alignment, increasing the risk of injury and wasting a lot of energy into the regain. Your stride length is determined by the length of your legs, the flexibility of your hamstring muscles in the back of the thighs, and the mobility of your hips. As your joints become more flexible, your hamstrings lengthen and you lose weight. Your stride should lengthen and enable you to increase your speed. However, to begin with, you need to find a stride length that doesn't break the fluidity of your movement. Try this exercise to determine your correct stride. 1. Find an area big enough to take about 20 paces forwards. Before you start, stand still and check that your posture is in the correct alignment. Second, when you are happy that you are standing tall with relaxed shoulder and an open chest, walk forward at your normal pace and take notice of what happens to your body. If your head is bobbing up and down, and or you can feel a slight overstretch in the front leg. These are both signs that you are taking too weak stride for your body. Your stride should feel natural and easy. So access your movement on the basic of its fluidity. Second, A and B. Now walk again at a normal pace, but this time play around with your stride, making it both longer and shorter until you find the most comfortable position. You should feel that you are walking with ease and maintaining good posture, not over exaggerating the stride. Next, try to increase your speed. Make sure you do this by taking faster steps and not by making your stride longer. Don't try to go too fast at first, just gradually increase the pace as you feel comfortable. You will find as your strength and stamina increase and as you get used to the technique that your speed will feel more natural. Finding correct stride width. The width of your stride is also an important factor in your walking technique. If you get it right, you will be able to increase your speed with more ease and waste far less energy. Try the following exercise. Imagine a straight line about the width of a gymnast's swim, or if for you want, you can use masking tape to make out a line to practice on. Try walking along the line so that your feet land just on the outside of it. Your feet should slightly overlap one another, but should not be placed directly one in front of the other. Now, by putting the stride length, width, and speed all together, it may feel a little odd at first, and therefore take a bit more practice until it feels completely natural. But perseveres, as in the long run, it will save you endless time and energy and help to protect you from injury. Swing those hips. You will notice as you change your stride that your hips will swing from side to side slightly more than usual. This is a movement that happens naturally once you adjust your stride, width and length, and the pelvic and hips area move freely so that the legs can stride out. However, take care not to exaggerate the movement, as it shouldn't be pronounced as that of the rarest walker you see in television, and should just facilitate fluidity. Feet and legs. Before a walk, at the same time as you check your posture for correct alignment, give each leg a gentle shake to make sure that the leg and knees muscles are relaxed and not too stiff. Remember to this regularly. It is important not to look the knee joint either when the heels strike the ground or when the toes push off, as this can exert in walked strain and lead to stiffness and pain. The feet are of key importance in walking, as when you stride, one foot always remain in contact with the ground. The heel should strike the ground first and the toes should provide a dynamic push up to launch you into the next step. Follow the step by step heel toe action. Start by taking a step forward with your right leg. The front heel should hit the floor first with the ankle flexed at an angle of about 45 degrees. You should then roll through the length of the foot as you transfer the weight forward, being careful not to slap the foot down. 3. Then push off through the wall and toes just as the other foot is in complete contact with the ground, and bring back leg forward to strike again the heel, making sure that the foot isn't dragged along the ground or lifted too high. An inch or two of clearance is about right. Measuring your stride. It is really important for your walking program that you know the average length of your stride, because this information allows you to calculate how fast and how far you are walking and to set yourself target to work towards. If you have a pedometer, it should be able to calculate all the above and may even to able to tell you how many calories you have burned. If you don't have a pedometer, you can still estimate the distance you travel by measuring your stride, then counting the number of steps you take in 1 minute. If you multiply the numbers by your stride length, it will give you the distance traveled in 1 minute. To measure your stride, you will need a friend to help you and a tape measure. Find a space where you have room to walk at least 20-30 steps. Start walking, trying to get into your natural rhythm and speed, and when you have reached your average walking pace, stop mid stride at the point where your feet as further apart. Ask your friend to measure the distance between the heel of your front foot and the toes of your back foot. This will be your stride length. Then repeat the exercise a few times so that you can record the average distance. Upper body, head. Your head should be in neutral position when you walk, looking neither up or down. A good way of checking this is to make sure your chin is parallel with the ground. When you start walking, focus on something about 5 to 6 meters in front of you. Although you will need to look down from time to time to see where you are walking, you should try to avoid moving with the neck as much as possible. Shoulders. Your shoulder should stay relaxed and down throughout the walk, as it won't help your arms swing if your shoulders are tense or hunched over. Think about your correct posture setup. Keep your chest open and head level. Stay relaxed, and then the shoulders should naturally avoid too much tension. Torso. To maintain correct posture when walking, you will need to use your mind section, which means keeping your abdominal muscle active to support your lower back. Pull your navel in towards your spine and grow all through the crown of your head, as this will keep your spine supported and lengthened throughout your walk. Tuck your pelvic in so that the lower back remains strong and aligned and the hips move freely to create a fluid stride. Arms. Using the correct arms technique is crucial to a successful power walk, as they help to propel you forward and increase your speed just as much as the legs do. With the right movement, they also allow you to increase the intensity of your workout without walking faster or for any longer. The controlled but forceful arms and shoulder swing work the upper body extremely hard and improve muscle strength, as well as causing the heart to beat faster. If you are not used to power walking, the arms may ache a bit first, and you may also feel a little self-conscious striding around the place. However, it is worth preserving, as the right arm action will allow you to move more rhythmically and for more efficiently in the long run. 1. Start with your arms bent at a 90-degree angle and hold this position throughout your walk. As you start walking, swing your arms in opposition, keeping them close in towards your body. The movement should come from the shoulders, and you should almost feel the arms brushing past your hips each time they swing. Make sure that you are not exaggerating the arms. Your hands should reach no higher than chin height when coming forward and no further than the hip when going back. Second, check the shape of your hands. They should not be clenched into a tight fist but just loosely cupped as if you were holding something delicate between your thumb and finger. Breathing control. Oxygen is vital to us and we can't survive for longer than a few minutes without it. The problem is that even though we all breathe and take in oxygen, very few of us breathe deeply enough. We take shallow breath, directing air into our chest area rather than making use of the full capacity of our lungs, and the muscle that expand the lungs lie largely out of use. Walking is aerobic exercise, which means with oxygen. When you walk, oxygen is delivered to the internal organ and working muscles via the blue bloodstream and is then used to burn fat for energy. As you step up the intensity of your walk, you increase the workload and will need to breathe more deeply to provide your body with the extra oxygen that it requires. If you are not breathing correctly, you are likely to get very out of breath. Correct breathing means breathing deeply using the diaphragm, the muscle that sits below the chest area, and move up to down as you breathe in and out, making room for the lungs to expand and then helping to squeeze the air back out. At rest, most people fill their lungs with about 0.4 liters 14 fluid ounce of air. However, the lungs have the capacity to take in 10 times that around. By practicing deep belly breathing during exercise, you can train them to take in more air even when at rest, and as your fitness level improves, to make it possible for the body to use the oxygen for more efficiently. Abdominal breathing exercise. Lie on your back with your hands resting on your abdomen. Make sure your neck is in line with the rest of the spine and your shoulders are relaxed and down. Breathe normally and take note of what your body is doing. See if your chest is rising and falling as you breathe in and out. Second, now try to direct the breath into the abdominal area. Think about using the diaphragm to draw the breath in and out of the body. You should notice that your hands are rising and falling with your abdomen as you breathe in and out. There should be very little each may movement in the chest area. Stay here for a while until abdominal breathing feels more comfortable. You should notice how you can breathe much more deeply. You should be breathing in this way all the time. So try to become aware of technique as you go about everyday chores and correct yourself if necessary. The more you practice and practice, the more this will become second nature. Deep abdominal breathing is also a good stress releaser. So at those manic times in the day, just take a few moments to breathe properly. The complete technique. Now it is time to put all the separate elements of the technique together. Don't worry if you find it hard to coordinate your arms, legs, feet and breathing first time. It will take a little getting used to. 1. Start by standing tall with your feet slightly apart and arm by your sides. Take a moment to check your posture alignment. Make sure you are engaging your core while pulling your navel in towards your spine. Check that you are focusing 5 to 6 meter, 16 to 20 feet in front of you so chin is level. Check that your shoulders are relaxed and down and that you are lengthening tall through the crown of your head. Concentrate on breathing into the abdominals. Second, bring your arms into position ready for your walk, checking that your elbows are bent at a 90-degree angle and your hands are lightly cupped rather than clenched into a fist. Third, start to walk while taking a step forward with your right foot, remembering to lead with the heels. Use your arms in opposition so your left arm moves forward as your right arm moves back. As your heel make contact with the floor, start to transfer your weight onto the right foot. 4. Keep transferring your weight, passing through a position where your weight is evenly distributed between both feet. Your left arm should be still moving forward and your right arm back. Keep transferring your weight onto your right foot. The left foot should be on the wall to propel you forward. As the weight moves fully onto the right leg, your left leg should extend behind. The arms should be in maximum position, the front hand no higher than chin height and the back hand no lower than the hip. 6. Your left leg should then bend, passing through the middle. Ready to step again, starting bringing your left arms back and your right arm forward. Ready to swing through the center before coming forwards. 7. Now you are ready to start again, this time bringing the left leg forward, leading with the heel and beginning to swing the right arm forward and then left arm back. Mistake to watch out the forward posture. Leaning forwards when you walk is often associated with bad posture and looking down. However, if you think about your posture setup before you start walking, your breathing will feel far easier and give you a better workout. Think about keeping your focus on 0.5 to 6 meters, 60 to 20 feet ahead to avoid looking at around in front of you. Straight arms. When you are concentrating on walking fast, it is common to forget about the swing and walk with straight rigged arms. However, it is much harder to walk at any speed without the propelling motion of the arms, and it can also lead to swollen, tingling, or numb fingers owing to increased blood flow in the fingertips. Forgetting to breathe. It is very easy once you start concentrating on the moment to forget about breathing. Some people find they hold their breath for a few steps at a time. Try to think about getting into a pattern, counting the number of steps to each in and out breath and making it the same each time. Side to side arms. Another common mistake is to allow the arms to swing from side to side rather than forward and backward. Even though the arms are bent at right angle, you can find that the front arm crosses the line of the body and the back arm falls out to the side. Common injuries. Although taking the right precautions can substantially reduce the chances of injury, it is still quite likely that most of us will deal with some kind of muscle strain or other common injury in our life. It is important, therefore, that we learn to recognize the sign of injury and take the appropriate course of action to avoid making it worse. If you experience any symptoms such as tenderness, swelling, bruising, or pain when moving, you should stop walking. With less serious strain and pulls, a few days rest often set you on the road to recovery. But if you are experiencing a lot of discomfort, you may want to see a doctor. Shin splints. This is the walker most common injury, an acute pain, throbbing or tetanus down the front of the shin that is often accompanied by inflammation. Beginners are particularly susceptible as walking gives the shin muscles a vigorous workout as they contact and extend to flex and point the foot, and overdoing it can make them feel very tender. Shin splints can also be attributed to an imbalance between strong, tight calf muscles and weak shin muscles, often the results of wearing high heels and to walking or jogging on a hard surface such as concentrate. Try where possible to walk on a soft surface such as grass and check the fit of your shoes, as wearing too large trainers can make your toes grip automatically as you walk. Awkwardly cleansing the shins for treatment, ice the area for 10 to 15 minutes 3 times a day to reduce swelling. Make sure you take a rest from power walking for at least 2-3 days, and when you restart your program, begin slowly and gradually build back up to your current schedule. Sprains. A sprain is an injury to ligaments that support a joint and is usually the result of a twist or tumble. Symptoms of sprain can include swelling, bruising, and general weakness, and applying pressure to the injured area is often painful. To treat a sprain, you should apply an ice pack for 10 to 15 minutes 3 times a day. Elevate the area as much as possible and rest until it has completely healed. When you restart your walking program, build gradually to strengthen the area again, and if you know that you have weak ankles, protect the area with your support bandage. Muscle strain. When you strain or pull a muscle, it means that there has been some damage to the muscle or its attracting tendons. Injuries vary severity. A light strain will result in little weakness to the area, but sometimes it means that the muscle fibers have been torn, leading to the small blood vessels being damaged, which may cause local bleeding and bruising. With the latter, you will experience swelling, redness, and an inability to use the muscle. Apply ice to the area as soon as possible and keep it elevate. You can take aspirin and ibuprofen to take down the swelling and reduce the pain and to improve your ability to move around. It is also advisable to rest until the swelling and pain have gone and gradually build back into your program, giving the injured area a chance to regain strength and flexibility. Muscle cramps. When you have been for a long walk, it is not uncommon to experience cramp or painful muscle spasms in your feet, calves, or thighs shortly after you have finished. This is due to a buildup of lactic acid in the muscles or a lack of sodium as a result of heavy sweating. It should last only a few minutes, and the best thing to do to relieve it is to stretch the muscle out and massage it gently until pain goes away. Stitches. A stitch is best described as a sharp pain under the rib cage that usually accompanies shortness of breath. This is because it is cramp of kind located in the diaphragm that can be brought by pushing yourself too hard or by eating just before your workout. Best way of getting rid of it is to change your breathing pattern for a minute. Holding your breath open helps. The RICE formula for injuries. Rest the injured area. Avoid the activity that caused the injury and other activity that are painful. Ice the area to relieve pain and helps the swelling go down. Compression can be gently applied with the elastic bandage or strapping, providing support and reducing swelling. Make sure you don't wrap it too tightly or you will cut off the blood supply to the area. Elevate the injured area to decrease swelling. Use a chair to prop up an injured leg or a sling bandage to raise your arms. So now your walking technique is very good for your better posture, putting it all together to perfect your power walk. So carefully walk and safely walk, and I hope you enjoy my video and audio. So safely practice, and please subscribe my channel and watching more videos when I upload my latest video and when I join my live sessions, so you never missed any video. So okay friends, let's meet next video. So please take care of yourself and safely walk. Bye bye. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye bye.